What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing Castorice initial impressions, first impressions, and initial theory crafting. The character animations and visuals look insane for those of you who have seen it. And I don't know, I think a lot of people are going to change their mind whenever they actually take a look at what she presents in her animations department alone. Her kit, on the other hand, is a little bit more complex, very complicated to explain. So I will do my best to try to help you guys understand how she works and the mechanics behind her kit. If you enjoy this type of content, let me know by liking the video, leaving a comment in the comment section below, and consider subscribing to the channel. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, so the very first thing I want to go over when discussing Castorice is this new mechanic that she has, and we're going to call it Nova. I want you to think of Nova as kind of like a piggy bank, and everything you put inside the piggy bank is going to be the dragon's HP. So it's 1-to-1, whatever you have in Nova is the dragon's HP. The maximum amount that you can have inside of this Nova piggy bank is equal to 100 times the amount of the levels of the characters in your squad. So if you have a fully maxed out team, you have 4 characters at level 80, that's 320, and then that times 100 is going to give you 32,000. So the dragon's max HP, or the max Nova, is going to be 32,000. Once you understand that little Nova concept, it's kind of easier to explain how the dragon comes and goes. Outside of Castor's technique, the only way to summon the dragon is to charge up or to max out your Nova. And the ways you do that is by either taking damage or healing. Every 1 damage, every 1 point of HP that all your characters lose is going to add 1 Nova. So if you get hit by 2000 or 2000 HP or 2000 damage, you're going to gain 2000 Nova. Overhealing also gives you extra Nova at a 100% rate. So let's say you have Luocha, for example, and you're only missing 500 HP, but Luocha heals for 2000, you are going to get the full 2000 HP back in Nova. So once you either take 32,000 damage or heal, or a combination of both, once you get to that 32,000 mark, her ultimate is going to be available and you're going to be able to summon the dragon. The dragon is obviously a memo sprite, as she is a remembrance character, and while the dragon is out, it can only act up to 3 times. Once the dragon is done with its 3rd action, it's gonna blow itself up and deal a bunch of damage to the enemies and also heal your team. Now that I broke down how the dragon comes in and out of battle, I can kind of go down the list of Castorice's abilities and the dragon's abilities, and it'll all start to make sense. Her basic is going to deal damage to a single target enemy based on her HP. Her skill is going to consume 40% of all of the team's HP, and she's going to launch an AoE hit based off her own max HP. The purpose of taking the 40% HP from your allies is to supercharge or to charge up the Nova piggy bank in order to eventually summon the dragon. So a few of these skills should get you the dragon out quicker. Now, Castorice has an enhanced version of the skill, and essentially is when the dragon is out on the field, this skill gets enhanced. She now consumes 50% of that HP, of allies' HP, and they're going to launch a joint attack in which they deal damage based on Castorice's max HP. I think Castorice's hit has a lower multiplier, but it's still going to be a lot of damage, because this enhanced skill has a lot of different damage multipliers or damage modifiers that I'm going to discuss later on. But this is pretty much a jointed attack, kind of the same way Aglaya does with her enhanced basic. So she has an enhanced skill that does pretty much the same concept. Now, an important thing to note here is that when you have the dragon out, you cannot gain any more piggy banks. So once you summon the dragon, you cannot gain Nova, or you can't put things on the piggy bank. So whatever HP you consume, or if you get hit or your allies get hit, all of that is going to be converted straight into dragon HP. Now, her ultimate is what we use to summon the dragon. Again, it doesn't use regular energy. It uses the Nova currency or HP lost and or healed to charge up that ultimate and to potentially fire off the ultimate into the dragon being summoned. Once the dragon is summoned, you're going to enter this like battle state, which I'm going to represent this battle state by, like, I don't know, like, let's give it a color, I guess. Let's give this layer a color, right? Oh, yeah, let's give it like a red color. And then we're going to drop the opacity a little bit of it like this, right? So whenever the dragon is out, you're gonna get into like a little, like it's like a zone. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a zone, and then when the zone is out, all the enemies in the zone are going to have their resistance lowered by 20%. Now we know how strong resistance penetration and lowering resistance is. Like characters like Tribby, E1 Robin, Ruan Mei, all those characters are very strong because they have some sort of all type res pen, and this is the exact same thing. She has a 20% all type res pen or res reduction when the dragon is out and the zone is out. Now the dragon is out, the dragon has 140 speed, and the HP is 100% of the Nova buff. So if you summon the dragon, right, that means you got to 32,000. That means the dragon's HP right now, it's 32,000 HP. One more thing before we move on into the dragon's abilities, Castorice has this very unique support ability. It's an extra ability that no other character has a type of this ability, but essentially it's like a revive. So if you get hit by an AoE hit, all your allies are going to drop to 1 HP, and then after that, if they don't heal up, they will be killed. But you have that one turn to actually heal your allies, and your team can survive. So she actually has like a death protection, or kind of like a revive death protection there, that you can only use one per battle. So hopefully that makes sense. It wasn't too convoluted to explain. Now the dragon plays a little different than the traditional memo sprays that we have gotten before. The dragon plays like an actual character, right? So whenever the dragon's turns comes, you are going to get into the dragon's turn, and you're going to have two abilities. One, I consider it to be the basic ability of the dragon, and it's an AoE hit based on Castor's max HP. Dragon's basic AoE hit hits everybody, bada bing, bada boom. The other skill, it's called the Dim Scorch Breath, and it's going to be I don't even know how to explain it. It's like the dragon is breathing fire or death fire onto the enemies, and this is based off however much HP the dragon has at that moment. So if you have 32,000 Nova or 32,000 in the piggy bank, that will be the 100%. So and you press the skill, and you're going to start throwing fire on the enemies, right? You start throwing fire, and then the bar of your HP is going to deplete. Once it gets to 1%, you choose to activate it one more time and explode the dragon, dealing AoE damage and healing your team. Or you can do the basic right here, boom, do the get to 1 HP, use the basic, boom, and then the dragon goes back in the action order. Remember, the dragon has 3 actions. So one very interesting thing that the dragon has is that while the dragon is out, your team cannot die. So the dragon can actually be used to circumvent your team wiping out or actually dying. So let's say the True Sting does the AoE hit and hits Castorice, leaves her at 1 HP, or she would have died, but she was left at 1 HP because the dragon is there protecting the team. From that point on, all the damage that Castorice takes, instead of Castorice taking that damage, the dragon is going to take 500% of that damage. So he acts kind of like a shield in a sense, right? And because he has 32,000 max HP, if you just launch them, then you're going to have a lot of, not a lot, but you're going to have some leeway there to make sure your team doesn't die. And this applies to every single teammate. So like if we have Luocha, if we have Sunday, we have Tribby, and they're all at 1 HP, and then Swarm launches another AoE hit, the dragon is going to take 500% of whatever damage that was. So hopefully that makes sense. Now another ability that the dragon has while it's out, aside from the rest pen, the dragon also gives your team a 10% damage bonus for 2 turns. So everybody will deal 10% more damage just by the dragon being out. All right, so now let's say you are in the last action of your dragon. Your dragon has 100% of the Nova because you were able to heal and get more HP to the dragon. You're on your last action. So what you're going to do is you're going to deplete 100% of the dragon's HP. And this is the big nuke, big PP damage, right? So you're going to deplete the entirety of the dragon's HP. When it's at 1% HP and you trigger it one more time, remember, you can just leave it pressed, right? I think you're going to trigger the explosion. So the explosion has a really good animation, by the way, and it's going to deal 6 instances of damage. It has a 300% multiplier that bounces. So if it is all on the same enemy, it'll hit the same enemy 6 times. And if it's on all, it should just choose at random, right? And this is kind of like the big nuke explosion right at the end of the dragon's lifespan. And then once that happens, the dragon disappears, right? Goes off the field. Castorice is there. When he blows up, he actually heals the rest of the team. So let's say your team was like at 1 HP. The dragon will heal the team for about 10% of Castorice's max HP. So it's a little bit of healing there. I don't know if it gives you more Nova once the dragon blows up and it heals. I don't know if that's the case, but it does heal. So it's a little bit of extra survivability going on there. And then you repeat the cycle. At that point, your team should not have max HP. So Castorice is a character that 100% will want a healer. And then the best healer for right now, the one that does the most healing in the game, is probably Luocha, because that's all he does. Luocha just heals. His single target heals are insane. His field also heals very well. So Luochas are looking to be Castorice's like go-to healer as of right now. I'm pretty sure Ling Xiao works as well, and Hua also would work, but Luocha is probably the best one because Luocha has the best heals. Now, for the people that were saying that he doesn't work with Sunday, not true, because the only thing that you really want to pay attention to is that you don't want to action advance, like you want to time your action advances with Sunday and Castorice when the dragon is out, because you want to let the dragon stack up more HP. So in between dragon turns, you're going to want to heal the most. So the dragon, every turn that the dragon takes, he has 100% of the HP. So you can use it and bring it down onto like 25-ish, and then you can do the swipe and you get an extra turn. And then on the last turn is when you can deplete it entirely and do the big AoE explosion. Now, Tribby, as I said in my Tribby video, yes, Tribby is looking to be her best in slot support. And not only because Tribby's buffs are insane, it's because Tribby has a very specific buff, and is the all-type rest pen for 20%, the 24% rest pen. The 24% rest pen adds up to the 20% rest pen that you already get from having the dragon on the field. So you have a 44% rest pen right there just by having Tribby in the team and then having Castorice on the team for everybody else. So let's say instead of Sunday, you're using a secondary DPS like Mighty. I haven't tested this out, but let's say this is the case, right? You're using Mighty instead. Mighty will also take benefit of the 44% resistance penetration. And just for context, a lot of DPSs have 24% or 20% res pen as their E6 add-on. So 20% res pen is an insane amount of damage increase. So yeah, she looks very interesting. Her damage right now is good. It's really good. It's just very clunky. She feels very like meticulous to deal with. But I'm sure she will end up changing by the time she actually comes out, like I always say. But right now she hits very hard, but to get her damage optimized it's very tough. It's very tough. Tribby is definitely a character that people are going to want to get their hands on if they want this character. Hands down has the best animations in the game. But to finish out the video, I'm just going to take you through, let's say, one round of whatever her turns look like. So if you start the fight with her technique is going to allow the dragon to spawn as soon as the fight starts, right? The fight starts, dragon is there, you have the 20% rest pen, you have the stage, the dragon's turn takes, right? You only get the dragon's turn 2 turns. You don't get the full 3 turns, you only get 2 turns. And then the dragon doesn't start off with max HP, it starts off with 30% of the max Nova. So the damage on this turn is going to be a lot less, because he didn't start off with 100%. So his damage is going to be a lot less. So you're going to start the fight, you're going to do the AoE breath, and then you're going to do a swipe, right? At that point, you're going to take Tribby's turn, Luocha's turn probably. You're going to take Castorice's turns if you have her running fast, which I don't know if you want to run her fast. I think you want to run her slow so you can actually heal, take more damage and heal. Then you're going to action advance her and the dragon. She's going to do the enhanced skill, right? She's going to do the enhanced skill, take 50%, buff him up, because remember, you're taking 50% of everybody's max HP or current HP, and all that HP is converted into Nova. So the second Nova is actually going to be very strong. So this Nova, again, is going to have 44% rest pen, is going to have 30% vulnerability because of Tribby, is going to have the Sunday buff, and it's going to be like supercharged pretty much almost to 100%, if not 100%. So this is going to do breath, like fire breath, and then you're going to explode the dragon. Boom, dragon explodes, goes back in the corner, field goes back to normal, and then your rotation starts. Here is the time where you want to use Luocha to start healing everybody. This is where Luocha is going to shine. You're going to start healing. At the same time that Luocha is healing, you are gaining more and more Nova, more Nova. Once you get to the max heal, once you heal the most, and remember, also Castorice with her skill is also supercharging the team, because she takes 40% off the max HP. So this is also charging the Nova a lot. Luocha is charging the Nova a lot. Loach's Field is going to allow Tribby to charge the Nova a lot. And then Sunday is going to allow Castorice to go more times so she can do the skill more times. And you're going to do that until you have 30, like until you have the Nova maxed out or maxed out the piggy bank. Dragon comes back up, puts on the field, and then you do the same thing. You have 3 uses this time. So the first time you're going to do breath, 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 breath until you have about 25%. Then you're going to do the AoE swipe. Boom, he goes back to the action order. You Castorice is going to go AoE and advanced skill. Boom. Hopefully you're healing in between here. Sunday is going to action advance both, right? Boom. You're going to AoE enhance skill, taking another 50% of the HP. So the second one is going to be insanely fat and insanely big. He's a lot of damage here. Breath, 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 breath until you do the swipe. And then the same thing, you do it one last time. And then in this one, it's going to be breath, 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 breath. 1%, you do it one more time, explosion, and everything should die essentially. It's a very interesting playstyle, very new, very interesting. That's pretty much the word I can use. Her damage looks pretty good. I still have to calc because I haven't had time to sit down and actually run calculations. But from what I've seen, she's going to hit really hard, but she feels like kind of clunky to use. The team doesn't feel intuitive just yet. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with her kit. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section about Castorice. Are you going to pull? Did you change your mind when you saw what she does and when you saw what she looks like? Let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, guys. See ya.